There's nothing more frustrating than putting in all the work and then at the big game, at the end of the football game, and your guy has to kick the ball through the upright and he doesn't do it. Or I have an athlete, a gymnast, who works so hard to get to the Olympics and then they choke, right? This video is going to explain to you the 5 shifts people need to be able to go from where they're at to what they want to do, mentally strong, to perform on their potential in the biggest moment. I was watching a baseball game last night, and the pitcher clearly had some mental struggle going on. And I was so frustrated for him because he did not know that this was available. If we're not bringing conscious awareness to what's going on unconsciously, then you're just coping and you're just trying. So Connected, my company, I've been doing mental strength coaching for 15 years. I've worked with thousands of athletes, professional down to youth, and I'm going to give you my daughter's story through these 5 shifts so I can explain them as simple as possible. The first shift needed is a shift in understanding. When my daughter came home and couldn't do her back walkover on the beam, she was just doing it. She wasn't aware of how she was doing it. She was taught, just do it, don't think about it. And they're taught, do a cartwheel, and they do it, do a round off, and they do it, and then they're pretty much doing it on the beam. And what happens is there's always a situation where it doesn't work. One day she just couldn't do her back walkover. And what happened was this unconscious process of just doing it didn't work. Her mind and her body got disconnected, and then all kinds of things get between her mind and her body. So teaching the doing strategy and the learning strategy gives her the ability to be aware and gives her options. I'm going to kick my mind out and just do it. That is an option. If you can kick your mind out and just do it, that's great. That gives you the power over your mind in that moment to be able to just do it. Choosing to do the doing strategy, it empowers you from just doing it. Don't think about it, okay? That's what has to happen. You have to understand how the unconscious process was running your life. And when you're aware that you can decide what to do, that empowers you and it gives you the ability to be in charge of what you're doing. The learning strategy is thinking about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. If you don't give your mind a job, it'll create its own job and it won't be helpful. So the learning strategy is giving the athlete options. Do they like to feel their way through, see their way through, talk their way through, think their way through, some kind of combination? When I teach it in session, I go back to where they were successful. How were they doing it? I'm bringing awareness to what's actually going on unconsciously. With that awareness, the athlete can choose. I'm going to kick my mind out and just do it, or I'm going to think about what I'm doing. I'm going to feel my way through the throw. I'm going to watch the ball as I kick it and then focus on follow through. You have to have a way to connect your mind to your body in the moment. That's what gives you control over that moment and your body. Okay, a shift in understanding. Bringing awareness to what was in the past happening unconsciously. Second shift in perspective, shift in perception. It's not what happens to us that matters, it's our perception of it that runs our life. Okay, so as a child, if you have a situation that happened to you, your perception of that, I had a woman, she was trying to lose weight. Her mom, she said, my mom told me I was fat when I was 5. Her mom actually said to her, I don't want you to eat that because I don't want you to get fat. This person perceived it as, I'm fat. So she puts herself in a mentality of what fat looks like and she behaves according to that moving forward. That's what happens to all of us as children. Think of something that was said to you when you were a child, you're going to behave according to that mentality. If you tell a 10-year-old she's got anxiety, she's going to put herself in a box of what anxiety looks like and she's going to behave according to that idea. We have to be careful, but it's her perception of it that controls her. So when you go back and you go, oh, my mom wasn't trying to tell me I was fat, she was trying to prevent me from being fat because she was fat. And she had a miserable time because people would tease her or whatever. She didn't want me to experience that the way she did. When you go back and you shift the perception, that's how it shifts the groove in your brain, and you behave different automatically moving forward. I created a circle to give people the ability to be aware of what was controlling them unconsciously. Whatever's in your A circle is what's making decisions for you or what's controlling you unconsciously. So fear, doubt, worry, my mom, my kids are in my A circle my whole damn life. Okay, they're making decisions for me unconsciously. I always say to people, my ex-husband has me in his A circle to blame me for his miserable life. You know, if he knew he had an A circle, he probably wouldn't like that. Whatever's in our A circle is what's making decisions for us, but it's an unconscious process. By knowing you have an A circle, now you can decide what you want to be doing, how you want to be thinking, what you want to be having in your A circle. Oh, I thank you for that fear, but now what? Anything negative in our A circle, even though it's no longer serving us, it was there for a purpose. So fear in our A circle is just trying to get us to think about what we're doing. If a girl's doing a back handspring on the beam and she's got fear in her A circle, it's there for a reason. It doesn't want her to just chuck it. It wants her to focus, grab the beam, watch my foot land, stay tight, jump high so I can see the beam, things like that, right? Shift in perception is number 2. Number 3, shift in success. What I found was that if we don't layer success, the sabotaging mentality comes back. Okay, so shift in success is 4 questions. What is your goal beyond the goal? What is your goal this season? What do you do well? And how do you do it well? And what happens is goal beyond the goal gives us the ability to create a window of opportunity to keep us connected and intentional through that window so that we can achieve our goals beyond the goal. When I have an Olympic athlete going to the Olympics, I'm not teaching her to be perfect at the Olympics. I'm teaching her how to use the Olympics to build on so that beyond that, she can be her best in college, for instance. So creating a window of opportunity gives them the ability to stay in their body in those big moments. Goal beyond the goal. My daughter was recruited as a sophomore in high school, and as a senior, she broke her back. And the college coaches called me the day before the signing, and they said, we're gonna take the scholarship back, but when she gets her skills back, we'll give it back to her. Well, I asked my daughter how she felt about that, and she said to me, Mom, of course I'm gonna get my skills back. I'm competing in college. She had a goal beyond the goal to be prepared to compete in college. So yes, even though this was annoying that they took the scholarship back, it didn't affect her negatively. Her job was to be prepared to compete in college. Not only did she do all around at Ball State in college with a scholarship, she was the best freshman gymnast that they had had. And that was her goal beyond the goal. Okay, Strategies for Success is so valuable. It's also my second book, to be able to connect the dots, to focus on what I need to do to keep me moving, to layer success instead of any sabotaging mentality coming back. The 4th shift is shift in belief. If we don't understand how to believe in ourselves, how can we expect people to do it? People are always like, just believe in yourself, be confident. Well, how do you do that? If you're not giving people the ability to know how to do that, then you're just telling people what to do, and then they feel bad when they don't know how to do that. So belief is created from understanding the relationship with how you believed in yourself in the past, understanding mentally how you did that, feeling your way through, seeing, talking, thinking, some kind of combination, focusing on goal beyond the goal, whatever that is for that person. Then with that understanding, they can practice it moving forward. It is amazing to see people believing in themselves over time. Shift in potential, that's number 5. I have the blessing of watching my athletes perform in their potential. We don't even know what people's potential is. But shift in potential is available because of the way that they use these strategies. They live them, they build on them, they create their own life with them, and they run and then watching them maximize those opportunities in those big situations, whether it's the Olympics, whether it's at the X Games with my professional snowboarder that I have, whether it's my baton twirlers that are on a world team, whether it's my Olympians that are on the USA, Taekwondo, gymnastics, acro, all kinds of things that I've been able to see. Whether it's my baseball kids and getting drafted in the MLB. And I can't wait for even more. But those are the 5 shifts needed to go from anything mentally struggling to performing your best. Please share, please subscribe, please really reach out to me if you have any questions. Tell me what's going on with your athletes, and let's get a conversation going. Have a great day.